All right, I think we're good. Good morning. I'm sorry that every time I plan these, um, I get the date on there wrong. I swear I put Saturday and it reverts back to the day that I entered in the live event. I saw it late last night before I went to bed that it said October 3rd. And I was like, what? It should be today. And so I had to change it last minute. So I hope that doesn't throw too many people off. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you're at. Starting this one a little bit early, and I really have to have a hard finish time of 1 hour here because I just realized I had other things going on in an hour. So, but I'm going to get right to your questions because we got a ton of questions. Debbie asked me a few questions. She says, I know you hate the board game Clue, which is true. I don't like that game. How do you feel about the Clue movie from 1985? I don't remember it. I know I saw it, but I have no recollection of it. So obviously it didn't impact me as much. If it came on TV again today, I would watch it again. So maybe I should because you said you liked it a lot. Have I ever read any H.P. Lovecraft? No, I have not. Cthulhu does not interest me. I have one Cthulhu board game, but only because it ties into the zombie universe, a board game that I love to play. And I like it, but I'm not really into H.P. Lovecraft. Well, I haven't read his stuff, I should just say. And when are you going to get to Return of the Jedi? Well, that's probably in a couple of months. There's a lot of stuff in between Star Wars and Empire, and I'm still not done with the what's called the Dark Times. So it's going to be maybe 6 to 8 months. All right, so let's see your questions because there were a ton of questions here. Wowzer. All right, so let's see. And it is still loading. All right, there we go. Black Hole says, do you watch any anime? You know, I get this question. I've got it both on Saturday Morning Sam Flange and Prince of the Universe podcast, but I don't think I've answered it on YouTube. So I will today. Yes, I did back in the day. I don't now currently. I just can't get into it anymore. I watched Akira, Fist of the North Star, Vampire Hunter D, Ghost in the Shell. There's another one too, and I can't recall its name. And then I stopped. And nothing against it. I think the art and the animation is really good. But and I hear there's so many other good ones, but I just either don't have the time or don't have the interest. It's a combination of both. Um, Bruce from from Prince of the Universe, he watches anime all the time with his kids, and CJ from Saturday Morning Sam Flange, or used to be on Saturday Morning Sam Flange. He hasn't been on in months now, but he watches anime still, and they tell me a lot of good stuff. I just never have time to check it, or I don't make the time. Nightwing, which is a cool name, says, my teacher is saying that he remembers seeing a Clone Wars comic that was released in the 90s by Dark Horse, but I can't seem to find any information of it anywhere. Do you know if this comic he's talking about even exists? Yes, it's called Dark Empire. That's the only thing he could have been talking about, because the Emperor has clones and there's clone tanks and they talk about clones, and he probably is just misremembering it because there were no other books about the Clone Wars, comic books. But that was about clones, and he probably got it mixed up when he saw it. So that would be my guess. Jurassic Park #1 fan. He's the #1 fan. He said, what is your least favorite part of the original EU? Not necessarily something you dislike, but something you don't particularly love. Well, there's a ton. If you've seen my reviews already, I've already mentioned Dawn of the Jedi I do not like. Most of Karen Travis's clone books, Clone Commander books, even though a lot of people love those. Matthew Stover's Shatterpoint I don't really like as much, even though people do love that one as well. I don't like the Clone Wars Stealth and Gambit books. I thought those were pointless. Switching over to comic books, oh gosh, most of the Star Wars tales, 80%. I could be talked into saying 90% of Star Wars tales, but I'll say 80% of Star Wars tales was garbage. What else was there? I think that's it. I think that's it. Oh, Black Hole, you're from the UK. Hey, welcome. This is why I do it in the morning for you. Of course, it's like afternoon or evening for you now. But Yes, to answer your question, those are a few of them. And there's, I'm trying to think, there's another comic book series I was going to say. What are the comic book series I don't like? Some of the Purge comic books were not that good. I thought they were just kind of pointless and bland. The Old Republic, even though it was a reprint of the online comic strip, was really bland as well. And that's sad because the Old Republic books were pretty good, in my opinion. So there's a few examples there. The EU isn't all sparkles and diamonds. There are some duds in the mix there, but there are some awesome things in it too. Jedi Alkalite, what is your favorite Star Wars character who only appeared in the Star Wars RPG books? That would be Plato Keith. Looking at my collection here, Plato Keith. But she never really had her own story, but she was such an interesting character, and I really wish they had made a story of her. His would be Barossa Warren. That's a good pick. What are your two favorite non-Force characters that appeared in all of Star Wars? I love that question. Non-Force characters. It has to be anyone on Rogue Squadron. Face Lorn and Tom Fannin would be probably my favorites. I love Piggy. If we can pick Wedge Antilles, because you didn't say EU, Wedge Antilles would maybe be the #1 spot there. I love Wes Jansen and Hobbies Cliven or whatever, his two right-hand men. Those would be probably right underneath Wedge, and then Face, and then Tom. Piggy, like Piggy's in there too. Just about anyone there from Wraith Squadron or Rogue Squadron, because I love those. That was a good question. No one's ever asked me that one. Let's see. Chris says, what is your favorite EU political story? Political story? On the political story side, the Fate of the Jedi books were really good. And what are your top 5 Imperial officers? And I absolutely adore this question. Top 5. I tried to think of one, and I think I got it in order. And this is going to shock people. I don't know if you've been listening to me for a while. It may not shock you. Dala, Admiral Dala is my favorite because she is flawed. I mean, the character is. I mean, she always makes mistakes. Sometimes she's really smart, but sometimes she makes stupid mistakes, which is more realistic of a villain. A villain isn't all powerful, all knowing like Thrawn. Even though that's cool. That's what we want in our villains. But I like Admiral Dala a lot. She'd be #1. And guess what? Thrawn is #3, baby, because Pellaeon beats Thrawn. Hear me out. Pellaeon was more developed over time than Thrawn was. We only got Thrawn for 3 books and a couple of short stories that were prequels. But Pellaeon we had for a while bouncing through. And to see his character kind of arc, especially in the new, from the, what is it? What's it called? New Jedi Order and all. My mind isn't working this early. His character really developed well, and so I think I like Pellaeon better than Thrawn. Now, don't get me wrong, #3 is Thrawn, and I friggin' love Thrawn. I think he is fantastic. He's wonderful. But he would be #3. #4, and now I can't remember. What was the guy from 4? There was someone else in 4 that I really liked. I can't remember. Hold on, let me see if I can pick his name real quick. 5 is the guy from Empire Strikes Back who is also in Jedi, and I can't remember his name right now. Really should have wrote these down. Hold on, I'm gonna get his name. Hello. Do I get to get it? Where is it? It was a great question. What is his name? I saw it just a minute ago. I think it's Governor Isada from Splinter in the Mind's Eye. He's an Imperial and was really awesome in the story. I think it is him. Governor Isada was really good. And you're like, man, that's from left field. Why is he the favorite? Well, he was just good. But I don't know. Here's another question. Does Jagged Fell count? Because if so, he would be in my top 5. That's what it was. If so, he would be 4. And this guy would be 5. If not, this guy would be 4. And the guy from the movie would be 5. But anyway, that's a cool question. I really like that too. Let's see. Had lost my place here. All right. First time impressions on Star Trek Discovery. Igor says. It says for me it's worse than I ever imagined. I talk about this on the next Prince of the Universe. Here's the thing: my DVR cut off in between the episode, and I haven't made the effort to watch it. I don't know. I mean, I'm one of the guys who are like, I'll wait and see if it gets better. You know, wait till they all come out. And maybe get the free 2-week thing on the seat. Well, we can get it through CBS All Access, and I may wait and get the 2-week free trial once it all comes out and binge watch them. Not so impressed on the first one. It's a shame because I really like the idea of where they're going. I like the premise, but it didn't really catch me. I talk a little bit about it, and I want to hold out my opinion till I see it all. But yeah, it didn't impress me. TK421. I don't know if this was a question. It said, "What am I most excited for myself for coming up this month?" Actually, on the website, theexpandeduniverse.com. If everyone found out, for Star Wars Reads Day, I showed up the video of my entire Star Wars collection. It was like 47 minutes long. It was something I brought out earlier this year for the fundraiser, and the people who donated got to see the video. And now I just finally, I thought, you know, it'd be perfect to release this for Star Wars Reads Day. So I released it on the website for Star Wars Reads Day. And I didn't want to talk about it because I wanted it to be a surprise, but a lot of people already know. And y'all are so happy about it. Y'all are so happy about it that I'm glad it worked out. Rave Blitz. Matt, I've become more accepting and open to new canon. Can I be a new canon fan and still consider the expanded universe my main canon? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've already talked about this before. And he said, do you think fans should be a little bit open-minded toward each other? And someone already gave you the link to my videos on theexpandeduniverse.com, where I have a personal video on Matt Chat that addresses this. And if you want to be on Matt Chat, you just make a comment there on the website, or I guess you could do it on my YouTube channel, #MattChat. I guess that would work too. And I could probably, if it's good enough, I'll probably make a video out of it. Geeks Addict says, I need to catch a live Q&A. Yeah, Geeks Addict, you also need to stop cheering for the Thunder. I'm kidding. I don't mind the Thunder at all. I think Thunder fans are really awesome. But I like picking on him. He's a good guy. Let's see. Board game question. Ooh, thank you, Black Cole. Board game question. I was thinking about getting Imperial Assault. Is it worth it? I have heard it is fantastic. Black Cole, I did a review on Descent, like a dungeon crawl game, and I heard that I have never played Star Wars Imperial Assault, but I heard it's just like Descent, but with Star Wars, which sounds really awesome. Now, the reason I'm not going to get it because they have a ton of expansions for it, and I don't feel like chasing them all down. You don't have to get all the expansions. You can get the base game and have a ball, but someone like me, it's like all or nothing. But I heard it's good. Oh, Dark Phoenix, you got it at the very beginning. You're good. Have you read or watched The Expanse? If you have, what do you think about it? No, I have not. I have not. Heard good things, but I've not seen it. I don't really have an opinion on Grand Admiral Thrawn. Have you? Having another series? I mean, I don't really care, you know, about the new stuff. I don't play the video game Battlefront 2. I'm so sorry. I'm not. I wish. Hey Renzo, I wish someone would do maybe reviews on the Star Wars video games. I decided not to because they're S-canon, meaning the events happened, but not exactly the way they were portrayed as you play the game. Duh, right? And I mean, I tried to mention Knights of the Old Republic, but that's so stupid of me because I didn't even play it that much, and so I don't feel like I'm the expert. I'm not the expert unless it's X-Wing Rogue Squadron. I played that a lot for my Super Nintendo, or N64 is what it was. I played that a lot for my N64, and really love that game. And Masters of the Tiras Key, I played that one a lot. And I played the original Super Star Wars, Super Star Wars for Super Nintendo, Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi. And I loved all three of those games. I played Pod Racer 2. That was a pretty fun game. And I played Rogue Squadron 2 and hated it. And that was the last That's the last video game from Star Wars I think I played. I tested out Force Unleashed. I thought was cool. Didn't have time to play. Dark Forces, I played a little bit, loved it, but didn't have it as a kid because my dad wouldn't get it for me. He already bought Wolfenstein and Doom, and he didn't want to get me another shoot 'em up game, which I really was like angry. I was like, no, why you gotta get a lightsaber with this? But that's okay. So I didn't play as many video games. I wish I did. All right, Tevye, what's my opinion on Blade Runner 2049? I'm going to go see it. Maybe Tuesday. It's either that or American Made by Tom. I love Tom Cruise. And it's probably going to be American Made now I think about it. I don't know. We may to go see Blade Runner. I'll let the missus decide. But it's between those two. And she hadn't even seen Blade Runner yet, so I need to make sure she sees Blade Runner. If she sees Blade Runner in time, we'll watch Blade Runner 2049. If she doesn't see Blade Runner by that time, we'll go see American Made. She doesn't mind. She loves going to the movies. Favorite non-Star Wars science fiction series character? Oh, hey, I already just answered that. Boom. Earlier. Matt, please, will you punch Yub Nub in the face for us? Yub. Let me punch you in the face. Here he is. I don't know if you see him in here. I'm going to punch you in the face. Are you ready? No, I can't because last time we got into a fight. He's my buddy. He's my buddy. You're my buddy. You're my buddy. You're my buddy. Oh, he can push me in the face. I wonder what people think when they tune into my channel for the first time. They see me with a grown man with a big stuffed animal, big stuffed Ewok. They think it's awesome. That's what they think. All right. What is the best Halloween movie to watch with an 11-year-old? Oh. See, now, Brandon, I don't know. Kids are so desensitized now, but what would I watch with my nephew? How about that? Because they're 12 and 13 and 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. So, okay, what to watch with my nephew? I would, is it Halloween themed? I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think there's anything too bad in it. There's a little curse words in it. There's no nudity in it. And it's a werewolf movie. And it's awesome. Dog Soldiers. Is it necessarily Halloween themed? No, it's creature themed. It's scary. The original Halloween, no, it has a scene in there for kids. No, can't have that. Is there a cutesy one? Everyone likes Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't like that movie. I just don't like it. I like the music maybe, but I don't like the movie. What's another good Halloween theme for kids? What's a good one? Oh, Monster Squad from the 80s. That's really fun. It's got a few bad words in it, I think, but it's pretty fun. It's where all the kids meet Frankenstein and Dracula and the Mummy. It's kind of goofy, I guess, but I like it. Fright Night. Fright Night from 1985. I'm actually going to watch those from Mikey from Saturday Morning Sam Flange. The dude won't come to my podcast, but he'll invite me over for movie night. And I think that's what we're going to do next Saturday is we're going to watch Fright Night 1 and 2. Those are fun movies. Hopefully those are good. If they're bad, if they got too many bad words in it, then don't. I can't remember if the 80s. I'm sure the 80s movies have some bad words in it. I just get tense around 11-year-old. But I would watch those with my nephews because they're old enough to know better. Any opinion on Blade Runner, just the actual movie? Love Blade Runner. Actually, Sequart, true story. Sequart asked me to write to help them with a book on Blade Runner. But I was writing some scripts at the time. I had a contract to write a few scripts, and I got someone from Sequart, the editor friend of mine, asked me if I wanted to help out with the book, and I did, but I was too busy at the time. I hope I responded back. I'm sure I responded back to you, Joe. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I think I responded back to him, but I was working on some scripts at the time, and I didn't think I had the time, and in actuality, I probably did, but I was just too worried because, not that this matters, in the dinner theater, they were going to do a Halloween-themed dinner theater going on right now. And originally, she wanted a Halloween-themed dinner theater, and she said, "Can you write one?" I said, "No." And then I said, "Well, I'll do it." So I rushed it so she could get it because you need this thing months ahead so she can approve it, get everything ready for it. And it turns out that she didn't need it. She may use it next year, but she didn't use it this year. So I could have done it. I just didn't know. I thought everything was rushed ordered. So I thought she wanted me to write out the rest of the season. That's not what she told me. I was mistaken there. And so I was like trying to get these scripts out, and it turned out that no, we're going to wait till next year to perform maybe one, maybe two of them. But I kind of wish I would have done it, because the one that I wanted to do that they kind of offered me to do was to read the book that Blade Runner is based off on, and then watch the movie and talk about the differences. I was like, that's really cool. That's really interesting. I still may do that just on my own. But Blade Runner is pretty good. What are your thoughts on James Luceno's short story Endgame? I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm sorry. If I Google it, maybe it'll come back to me. It's James Luceno, so it probably wasn't bad. If it's new canon, then I didn't see it. I didn't read it. Do you play the X-Wing board game? No, Renzo. And I've heard good things about that. In fact, when we went to Gen Con 2 years ago, one of my buddies who was with me, he bought it. He loved it. He loved it. My other buddy loves Armada, but he loved X-Wing. Debbie reviews Star Wars video games. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad people do that. All right, let's see. Do you think we can possibly get a Star Wars Old Republic? We have the video game. I don't know if we'll get extra stuff from it. We get a short story every once in a while from it. You know what, Dark Phoenix? I have heard people who are complaining the same thing about Battlefront 2. I can't really comment on video games, but I've heard people say the same thing you did. They weren't impressed. American Made was awesome. Great. I want to see it. Well, anything they said, Renzo, anything they said was recorded in a book or comic book from the video game is canon. And a lot of the instances, like, of course, your character didn't die 5 times trying to make it through that level, or maybe they went a different way to get to that area, but they did go from point A to point B in that story arc. You're right. And some of the video could be canon. I think about, you were talking about the short videos that happen in between the scenes. Yeah, probably so. It was really confusing back in the day. Leland Shee tried to explain it to us, but on the forums back when StarWars.com was really cool, but it was kind of confusing. And EA is the problem, Dark Phoenix. I believe about that. I don't like EA at all. I think they're awful for the industry. I have seen Blade Runner: The Final Cut. I think I've seen every version of Blade Runner. Bruce hasn't. If Legends was canon, episode 7 and 9, Thrawn trilogy. Oh, making your list there. Black Hole says, opinion on Supergirl TV show. I don't watch it. I don't watch any of the DC TV shows. I don't know why I don't, because I hear Arrow's good and I hear Flash is awesome. I just don't. I don't watch much TV. Boring. Constantine animated series, didn't even know about it. I'm not a big Constantine fan. Bruce is, from Prince of the Universe. Fullest potential, Anakin equals Abeloth. That's interesting. Lockjaw. Yeah, maybe so. Abeloth is a personification of the dark side. She may be a little bit strong. Well, no. Anakin was made out of the light, right? Midichlorians. Yeah, pretty good analogy. I never thought of that. Why do so many people hate Dark Empire? I don't know. I didn't know many people hated Dark Empire. I love Dark Empire. It's one of my favorite comic books. Debbie says Gremlins is good for kids. You're right. Gremlins is a fun movie. That's a fun movie. Thank you, Debbie. That's a really fun movie. And it's fun for adults, too. The second one is hilarious. Not as scary, but really funny. I like the audio stories. I don't listen to them all, but I do like some of the Star Wars audios. I agree. Anakin could defeat Abeloth. Ooh. I did talk about Star Trek Discovery, Dan, and I did talk about it on my podcast, but I talked about it earlier on the Q&A. It's okay. Well, I don't know. The jury's still out on it. It's not okay. I just wasn't that interested in it. And thank you. You love my Star Wars vids. Thank you. In the EU. Yeah, it's good stuff. Don't read any of the new stuff, so don't have any opinion about that. Favorite time period in Star Wars? Post Jedi era. Can't wait to get to it. Can't wait to get to it. Everyone's already excited because I'm getting close to Rebellion era. I've gotten a lot of comments like, oh, I've been waiting forever for you to get here. Good, because when I review Star Wars, I was writing out my scripts here for the next 7 episodes or whatnot, and I realized on Matt Expanded Universe, after I review Star Wars, I'm gonna have like 7 episodes where I talk about books that happen around and during that movie. It's gonna be slow go through the expanded universe when we get to the Rebellion era, but that's okay. It's gonna be fun. That's not as crazy as the Clone Wars era was, but it is pretty compact. It's a very compact era. Favorite Star Wars species? Renzo, that would be Ewoks. Favorite Sith character? Caedus, Ruin. Sidious was awesome. There's a lot of good. Darth Bane is good. You know, I was even interested in a Darth Zana book. I wish they would have done one. I know they were going to a long time ago, but they didn't. How is Tony says, how is Crystal Pepsi treating you? Pretty good. Did you see this? Did y'all see this on camera? I haven't drinking from it yet, but I got it out of the fridge today. I like Crystal Pepsi. Tony knows this, and I bought out our Walmart had them for like $1. And I was like, $1 sold. You know, what's that RoboCop saying? I'll buy that for $1. I did. And I just lost my place. going for the drink, lost my place. All right. Any opinion on Kyle Katarn ever coming back? I don't know. In the new canon, I don't know. He was very popular. I hope so. He was very underrated in the EU. He should have had more stories about him. He was a great character. Do I think the Rebellion era is played out at this point? In the new canon, I don't know. In the old canon, yes, it was, in my opinion. It was. They had so many stories kept coming out in the Rebellion era. I was like, stop. But everyone wanted to write a story in the Rebellion era. You know, I understand why, because that's from the movies. You want that kind of stuff. But to me, I was like, well, that was way too many stories. It feels like I'm doing an advertisement here. Hold on, let me put this down. I'm going to take one more sip. Renzo says, do you think I can read the New Jedi Order when I've only read the Thrawn trilogy and some of the X-Wing books? Okay. You can. If you would have asked me before I got on YouTube doing these videos, I would have said absolutely not. But there are people who have started on New Jedi Order and loved it. In my opinion, Renzo, this is my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. You can listen to everyone else. But you can read it right now and be fine. For me, I think you get better enjoyment out of it if you read the entire Bantam series first, because they connect a lot of Bantam stories in there. But from what people tell me, you can read New Jedi Order, not read Bantam, and still enjoy that series. I was like, really? I never believed you could have done that until I started meeting everyone on the internet. So, and that's just the incredible nature of Star Wars: The Expanded Universe. Everyone thought, oh, I can't get into that. I'd have to read 200 novels to get caught up. No, you don't. You could jump in anywhere. One of my buddies, his first book was the Millennium Falcon book, which takes place way, way, way later in the series. And he said he felt like he was missing a few things, but he still enjoyed it. And I was like, really? You were missing tons of stuff. He went, I thought I was missing a little bit, but I thought it was a really good book. That was his first book into the expanded universe. I was like, what? And I was always like, no, you have to read all the Bantam first. You don't. You don't. My opinion, I think you should, because I think you get more out of New Jedi Order, but you don't. So, was that really an answer, or did I just contradict myself? Am I arguing with myself here? uh, anyway, Nexus Prime. That's a cool name. What do you think about Chronal? I don't know what that is. Man, I don't feel cool today, man. Uh, have you seen Hook by Steven Spielberg? Oh yeah, I love Hook, Black Hole. I think it's fantastic. It's a fun film. You know, I never knew that was Dennis Hoffman as Captain Hook until like years later. I mean, we're talking like I was past college when I figured that out. I mean, that's how good the makeup was for him. I never realized it. I never looked at the credits and who was in it. I just never thought that was Dennis Hoffman. That was really good. Did you ever learn any Star Wars languages? You can speak a little Cicero? Really, Renzo? That is interesting. No, kind of wish I could. Now, I know a little Ewok, only a little, not much, because they never made an Ewok language. At least I don't think. Maybe I should look that up. I'd love to speak Ewok. If I could pick one language I could speak, Ewok all the way. Or actually Hut. Good job in the or whatever Watto talks. That's really funny too. They should have had more stories in the old Republic era or post-rebellion era. Definitely post-rebellion era. I am with you on that. I think there should have been way more stories. Opinion of iJedi. A lot of people loved it. I'm going to give my opinion on the book when I review it. Stackpole's a great author. Do I really want more legends at this book? They could add new characters like Poe and Rey into it. Well, Poe and Rey don't exist in the old canon, and I like that. I think they should keep the characters different and the situations different. So yes, Brand, to answer your question, I would like more legends. I really check out a future Matt chat because I just recorded a Matt chat for the expanduniverse.com about that subject. What would happen if Del Rey got to continue Legends realistically, you know, what I think would happen. So that video is coming out. I just recorded it this weekend, last weekend. I can't remember. I need to edit it. Let's see. Yeah, oh, you found my Ready Dicks commercial? Right. Oh, hey, check out my shirt. I got this in Texas. It's a cat with a cowboy hat wearing a mechanical shark in space. What? What? That is not. Why? Why? I don't know, but I had to get it. I have another one too that has a bunch of cats spitting out rainbows or something, like vomiting rainbows. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't know why that just came up to my mind, but yeah, thanks. I did. Oh yeah, I've done two other commercial. Well, I've done a lot of commercials this year for Holstead's. They're a air conditioning place here in town. I don't know if they're online though. Some people put them online. I think you should always put them on YouTube, but they didn't put them up on their website either. I don't think. I'll check their website and see. Holstead's Monroe, HOLSTEADS, maybe. I did like 2 or 3 for them. And I did a Antique Alley commercial, which is a shopping place of antiques. And me and my wife did one. That was fun too. So there's like 2 commercials of me flying around, and the Ready Deck commercial still pops up, which is kind of taboo. You're not supposed to have the same actor that many times. And these were 2 different directors, in 2 different spots. And you know, they'll use me once a year usually, but this time it just seems I'm up there a lot. I may do another Christmas commercial. I don't know. I got passed over for a commercial in the Northwest. You folks up in Idaho, Washington, and Oregon missed out on seeing this face again. I did my old computer virus commercial. I did one of the first ones I ever did that went over to the Northwest. The same company asked me to come in and read for CenturyLink, which is a really big commercial, but I didn't get the part because I didn't have the look they wanted. They wanted the roguish gray hair, you know, kind of slightly middle-aged man who's like the James Bond type. And I went for it, but I didn't get it. I knew I didn't get what they wanted because they didn't seem happy. And I kept asking, what do you want? I changed my voice. I changed my style, the way I did it. But I could tell I was not the look they wanted. They wanted someone who looked a little bit older. when they asked for a 40-year-old man, they didn't expect to get someone who looked like me, I guess, because they're like, you're 40. Because they were looking at a grayer kind of guy, mid 40s, late 30s. Anyway, that's awesome that you get to see it. Oh, those are Bruce's kids, Renzo, by the way, from Prince of the Universe. Those are Bruce's kids in the Radio Deck commercial, too. You know, I was this close to being caught up. I realized that, and now there's like a billion questions. Oh, I was so close. Where Thrawn was leader of the Empire instead of Palpatine, during the Rebellion era, things would have been we would have been in trouble because I think Thrawn would have wiped him out. I love it. I love the Huddies. What's more important to your EU collection or your board game collection? You know what? I like them both at this point. I'm proud of both. I don't have to pick a favorite. I mean, I am very, 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 very proud of my EU collection. So probably that one. I do love my board game collection. It's coming along quite nicely. We had board game night last night. We played some awesome games. I can't wait to get those reviews out. I got another game in. Where is it? Oh, it's on top of this camera. It's one of the biggest boxes I've ever seen for a board game. I can't wait to play it. I feel like a nerd. I was showing it off last night, going, "Look at this." We're all geeking out of it. We don't know how to. I mean, I looked at an instructional video on how to play it, but we'll see. It's Discovering America. It looks really awesome. All right. Do you think Courtship of Princess Leia? Oh wait, what do you think of Courtship of Princess Leia? Because a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it. Really, Cool Cat? I thought a lot of people loved it. I don't know. I must be out of it. Dave Wolverton's a great author, and I'll review it when I get to it. Doesn't Maul technically still live in Legends? I mean, in the Rebellion? Yeah, technically, Renzo, he does, because if you count the Clone Wars. But you could say, remember Visionaries? Everything is true in that one except for that Darth Maul Obi-Wan story. But to be honest, it could easily fit into Legends now and be a decent ending. Which I heard they did the same ending. They ripped that ending off in Rebels. What? They took I mean, they took it from the comic book. I didn't know that, but I'd heard someone tell me that. So that was incredible. And why'd they do that? I don't know. They can do whatever they want. Don't I hate how they killed off the Jedi Academy in Force Awakens? It feels like the movie. Oh, you know what? I didn't watch Force Awakens, Lockjaw. I don't see the new stuff, but sorry to spring that one on you. But I heard, yeah, my brother told me this. He said that Force Awakens he thought was decent, but he said it totally discredits everything in the original series. Like nothing they accomplished there meant squat. And he said that was kind of disappointing. You know, same bad guy. It's now things are worse than ever. He said that was one of the things he didn't like. The whole when you think about the premise. In fact, my brother is going to come on the podcast on October 30th and pitch his book. But he asked about coming on again because he has a lot of Star Wars. He used to read Expanded Universe a lot too. I'll talk about that in the podcast. But he has theories. He has complaints about Force Awakens, and he has theories about Star Wars that he would like to share. And so I said we would have him on at a later date to discuss, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I really look forward to that conversation. But the one we had was really fun. Don't really play many games, so I don't really know. Can't answer that one. Actually, Clone Wars is both. It's both. It's both. It was declared new canon, and it's Legends too. So it's just like the movies, but it was declared. It's in their canon. It is in their canon, at least according to StarWars.com. But it is. Sadly, I wish I wish it wasn't part of the Legends universe, but oh well. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Hey, Jurassic Park #1 fan. That's one thing I hate: the Clone Wars, the TV show. Dave Filoni's, not the Tartakovsky's. I thought Tartakovsky's is fantastic. Renzo, in the comments, not the live Q&A, but in the comments, send me a link to the channel. I'll check it out. I always like looking at other people's EU collection. That's cool. And a lot of people are getting a big EU collection. You know, I'm not the only one now, and I love that. I love seeing that. I wish everyone, I had copies and doubles of a lot of these books to give away, but I don't. But so I'm really impressed by a lot of people's collections. Some people have better stuff than I do. Like they get all the junior novelizations and special editions, and like Chris, who I hate, gets a bunch of hard to find stuff that I only have digital copies of. So that's really nice, though. Do I think Maul coming back in the Clone Wars and Rebels was a good idea or a bad idea? I hated the idea. In fact, and I talked about this with someone on the channel this week. I can't remember who it was. Your name is like on the tip of my tongue. But he said that, and I remember this, Lucas did an interview where he said Maul is dead. He's not coming back. And that was shortly after episode 1. Because someone asked if he'd ever come back. He said, nope, Maul's dead. He's dead. That's it. That's why we cut him in half. I can't find any evidence of that review, of that interview, of that quote by Lucas. I looked everywhere back in the day when Clone Wars came out saying Darth Maul's coming out, saying, no, that's not right. But I could not find the quote by Lucas. So if anyone can find that quote, please let me know. I mean, it's George Lucas who changed his mind, but I'd still like to hear that quote. But I can't find it anywhere. But I know he said it. But then someone else had said, yeah, George Lucas said that. I said, where? Please tell me where. And he didn't know either, but he know that George Lucas said it. But I need evidence on it. I need the evidence. Do I wish we'd gotten more stories of Theron Shan? Sure, yeah. Dan, it cut off on yours. Dan, let me ask you your question on Star Trek Discovery. Did you really care to see the ending? I didn't. It just ended. I went, what? Oh, well, screw it. I went and watched something else. And that's the problem, right? I wasn't interested enough to finish it. I'm still not interested in finishing it. Will I? Probably. But not anytime soon. Do I think a Han Solo? Hey, you know what? They already made a young Han Solo movie. It was called A New Hope. Jaina Solo Black Series is out. Will you be able to pick one up? Actually, it's out for pre-order on Amazon. It shot up to hot toy list. Yes, it looks really nice. I know people made comments about how the face doesn't look that good, but I do like the action figure. Hope to pick one up. Top 5 EU books. Cool cat. We're going to talk about that later on. By the way, and I'm going to mention this on one of my other videos, I already did talk about 2 of my top 10 books and didn't even realize it. I think the Han Solo trilogy by Brian Daley is number 8, and the Lando Calrissian trilogy by L. Neil Smith is number 7. So I've actually talked about 2 of my top 10 and didn't even realize. Well, you guys knew, because the whole time I'm reviewing those, I've got this big old grin, right? I'm telling you how awesome they are. That's how awesome they are. They went in my top 10, 8 and 7, I think. So you already know 2 of them. I'm saving the rest for when I review them. There's a lot of good books. There's one. Oh, I need to review that one soon. No, I don't. I have plenty of time to review that one. There's another one that came close but didn't get in to the top 10. What's the worst part of the original trilogy? Ooh, that's a great question. What is the worst part of the original trilogy? I don't know. Was there a bad part for me? Was there a part that I don't like? I'm running through all the movies in my head. No, I don't think there was. For me, there wasn't. That doesn't mean there isn't, but for me, there wasn't. It's an interesting question, though. There was some stuff you could pass over in the prequels. Do I think it's petty for Disney to make 3 unnecessary spin-off movies? No, but I think it's about the franchise money. And Marvel does it too. Oh, still owned by Disney. Everyone wants to do franchises like Disney. So you're going to get those regardless. Do we just got more stories about Darth Malgus? Any EU character, I would say yes. Did you already show the Biggs Darklighter comic series? It was my favorites. Renzo, I did review them. That episode is coming up soon. If it hasn't already aired, I think it's coming up soon because I did review them. I get mixed up because I do a bunch of these together and then edit them all together. And I'm trying to stay ahead. The reason I'm trying to stay ahead is I'm actually going to be gone a whole month, next month in November for my company. I got to fly out and work distant. And I don't want to do the whole video filming while I'm on the road. It was fun last year, but I had no choice. I was always on the road. But I'm going to be gone for an entire month, so I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to catch up a whole month. That's why I was writing out all the new episodes and trying to get everything filmed, so I can have double the episodes ready. So I'll have everything filmed for November while I'm gone, and it will look like I'm not gone, but I am. And then when I get back, I'm going to have to hoof it because there's no way I can get. I wanted to get maybe a few extra weeks to give me some rest, but you know there will be videos in November, lots of them too. And Biggs Darklighter comic book series I will review. I love the Vong. I think they're great too. What made you start YouTube channel on EU, Cool Cat? Great question. Cool Cat, what had happened is I'd always had a YouTube channel. If anyone looked at my older videos, it's me just goofing off, right, on the internet. And then me doing like pranks and stupid things. And it was also very few board game reviews. I was reviewing zombies and what was the other one? Conquest of the Empire, which I got so much heat on. I did those videos so I would remember how to play the game. I'd probably need to re-review it because I put in a house rule and I didn't say it was a house rule. I was just talking about how I played. I didn't think anyone was ever going to watch these. Turns out a lot of people watch them. They were pissed at me for getting that rule wrong on the catapults. And so that's all my channel was. And then I decided, because everyone was saying so many false things about the expanded universe. Like they didn't know what they were talking about. I was like, what? I was like, someone needs to make a video defending it. So I got online and my first video about Disney buying Star Wars. And I called it right. I said the EU was going to go away. And I was like, oh, man. And I just couldn't believe it. Well, then I got back up and I was like, here, hold on. Let me talk about something here. Because I kind of bashed the Thrawn trilogy. I was just showing how a lot of things that people say they don't like in the expanded universe started in the Thrawn trilogy, which they say was the only good thing. And so I show how that didn't make sense. And then I did videos defending the expanded universe. I did one because I was mad. And then I went back online and did a second one. Because I said, I got more stuff to say. And then I said, well, I got to do a trilogy, right? And I did the trilogy, and that was done, in my opinion. I didn't think I was going to do any more of those videos. And then all of a sudden, those videos started, I guess, can I say going viral? And so a lot of people picked up, and then a lot of people started watching them and talking about me and asking me questions like, oh, well, I'll do some more. Yeah, I got some more stuff. And so I started addressing just different issues that was wrong. People were saying things wrong about the expanded universe. And that's how this whole thing started. And everyone says, oh, man, I love your defending of the EU. I wish you'd make more videos. Yeah, but I'm going to repeat myself. And I really hate repeating myself. That's why I don't really, oh, I'd love to hear you talk about more about this. Yeah, but then I would just repeat myself. And I'm doing it right now. I hate doing that. After you said one thing, if you say it another way, a different way, sometimes I'll readdress an issue. But other than that, pretty good at with what I said there. But that's how the YouTube thing got big. I'd always done it, but just for fun. And now, boom. It was funny because I had more board game followers. I had like 30-something followers. That was it. And they were all watching my zombies reviews, really. And then it was like, I remember I started making all these Star Wars videos. Someone said, Matt, are you going to make more board game videos? I said, yeah, I'll do that. And I didn't for like a whole year or so. And I was like, whoops. And so I did the board game series. And I still got the same 30. Well, plus I got probably a little bit more. Probably about 50 or 60 of you watch it, which is fine because it's the same 30 that I had with me from the very beginning who are loving it. And then I picked up about 30 more, which is cool. I don't have to be the big board game reviewer. I mean, that'd be nice, but you know, there's better board game reviewers out there probably. And the reason I make a lot of the board game reviews is because I did not want to read the instructions again. So if I make a video, I'll remind me how to play it. That's what all the videos are for. I'd make everyone come before they came to my house for Zombiegeddon. They'd watch all the zombie videos. My friends now, when they come over, say, watch this video, and that video, and I'll instruct it. Sometimes we'll just watch my video, and I'll say, well, I can't remember how to play this. What do I do? Oh yeah, I do this. Okay, got it. I watched my video actually last night for board game night when we played a game. I was like, how do we play this again? And I had to look it up. Thank you, me, for reminding me how to play a board game. It's probably more of an answer than what you wanted, but you know what? And I was caught up with that, and y'all shot back up. So I was caught up for like 1 second there. I want everyone to know that. Will you do a Disney Path to the Dark Side Part 3? Like you said, all great things come in trilogies. That's right. That's right. All great things come in. I don't know. Did I do a Path to the Dark Side Part 2? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah. I don't know. Disney's Path to the Dark Side Part 3. I could. Will I, though? I don't know. We'll see. Do you remember what you changed? Oh, hey, go. So conflict of loyalties, there's not much of a difference between mine and his, huh? Good. What it was is my printer was the printer I used. I didn't know this until after I printed out and then it got deleted. Was printing out and you couldn't hardly see the sentence. So I would guess what the sentence was, and I guess I got it right. So I didn't really add on to it. I just filled in spots where I was like, I can't read what the sentence is, and so I guessed what the sentence was. So that's probably why you didn't see much of a difference. But I'm glad because Paul Charlton wrote a fantastic novel. And I put my name on it because, like, dang gummit, I wrote half of this. Well, not half of it, but I wrote a good third of it because I couldn't read my own, the printed out version. So, but it's all Paul Charlton then. So I'm glad if you found the original text of his, that's a great short fiction. TK421, glad you could join. What comics am I currently reading? Actually, Black Coat, it's funny you just mentioned that. I just finished last night, 2 nights ago, the Dark Phoenix saga from X-Men. It started in 121 or one something to 136, 135. I got the digital collection off Amazon. They gave it to me for free. I got to pick a trade paperback for free, and I got the Dark Phoenix saga. Yeah. Trip Logan, am I fat? I don't know. Am I? Maybe. I don't know. What do I weigh? Close to 200. 190 something. I don't know if that's fat. Maybe. Do I play Don't Wake Daddy or Mousetrap? No, I don't like those games. And it's funny because I do love a lot of vintage games, though. Trip Logan, I do love a lot of vintage games, but I don't have either one of those. Part 3, yeah. Black Hole. I haven't seen the animated series Death Note. Bruce wants me to watch it. I have seen the movie on Netflix and loved it. I may. That is the one anime I may go back and check out because I hear great things about it. Are EU books in the only big collection of books you have? Cool Cat, yes, unless you count. I mean, there's nothing that equals this. There's just nothing that equals this. I collect all of the Tolkien, History of Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings, Silmarillion, stuff like that. I have the entire Dune series, which is decent. Harry Potter series, Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, Kevin J. Anderson's Saga of the Seven Sons, which takes up an entire shelf, but there's nothing as big as this. And that's it. Yeah, well, Bone, the comic book. I got all the trades and the young adult books. So I think that's it. Looking at my other collection. Yeah, I think that's it. Hago, I did not know about Blues. Can you, in the comments, provide me a link to that? I would definitely read it. I would definitely read anything by Paul Charlton. And we need to get a hold of that dude. He's fantastic. I will let me know. Black Hole, I hear it. I hear Death Note is amazing. All right, the live action was awful. Some people have said that, but I don't know Death Note the anime. I watched the movie first, which I may be happy I did because I thought the movie was pretty good. But I hear the anime is fantastic. What's the worst board game you've ever played? Holy cow! Is it Clue? I hate checkers. I despise checkers. My wife has a Care Bear game where you roll a die and move to that symbol, and if you roll a little pal sign, you go all the way back to the bottom, and I didn't like that one either. She likes it. She likes Care Bears. I don't like checkers. Any other games I played I didn't like? I played a few games at BGG Con I did not like. Was it Moto Pre? It looks so awesome. You're racing around with posable, they lean motorcycles, and it looks so awesome. And it's such a terrible, terrible game. So there's a few. There are some terrible board games out there. I don't have that many. I think I got rid of all mine. But there are some terrible games. I did. I donated them. I donated all my terrible games to hurricane victims. They may enjoy them, like Clue, or like some base games I didn't like. Checkers. My checkers game went to them. Someone had bought me the checkers game a long, long time ago. I was like, I don't like checkers. I like chess. Do the entire DC Comics collection of Batman and Justice League of America. Do I have it? Do I read it? No. I wish I had the entire Batman and Justice League. That'd be awesome. Nice haul, TK421. How do you... Matt, how do you take in count the events from the Star Wars video games, knowing that maybe knowing that I've never played them? Well, I know where they go, but I could say here's where you do put this game. But at the same time, I feel like I need to say more than that. But I don't have the authority. I don't feel like I have the authority to comment on video games since I didn't play that many of them. Oh, do I like any of the comic books that you picked up? Yeah, let me go back. I can't remember what they were now. I'm sorry, Nexus Prime. I like a lot of the comic books. There we go. I'm sorry. And I've already lost my place. Okay, here we go. Okay, right on. And look at that. I caught up just like that. Okay, well, there's 3 minutes left, so I don't have much time. And you can ask a question. I can answer it right now. I do have to cut it off a little bit early. Well, not early, but right on time. We can't go over because I've got to get something done after this. I totally forgot about it. The expandeduniverse.com, still doing Matt Chat videos. If you have a question for Matt Chat, let me know on the website, or hashtag, I guess, Matt Chat on my YouTube channel. And if it's a good question, I'll probably make a video out of it. Michael, do I like the history of Batman? Love Batman. Batman is one of my favorite comic books. There is a Saturday Morning Stand-Up Flange where I think I talk about my top 5 Batman books. No, that was on someone else's podcast. I have to do it on my podcast. Are you going to buy the Janus Solo figure? Yes. If the EU was never removed, would they have made a Thrawn movie trilogy? No, I don't think they ever would have. Any other questions? Fire away. You got 2 more minutes. I'm so happy. This is the first time ever I have been caught up. I am super happy about that. But let me see. What else can I talk about? I got to listen to an Star Wars audiobook. I'm going to give my review on that. That probably won't be till end of this month or next month. But I listened to it in preparation for a future review because I wanted to. Am I going to read Doomsday Clock? Probably not. Don't have any plans on it. What's my favorite food ever? Come on. What's my favorite food ever? I don't know. My mom's jambalaya. Matt, could you watch a channel with kickboxing 24 hours a day? Relic? Maybe. Are you going to make an unboxing video about it? About, I've already forgotten. About it. About what? About what, Nexus Prime? What am I making an unboxing video? I don't, to be honest, let me say, I'll just say no, because I don't really like unboxing videos, because they're like, oh, look what I got and you don't have. What's the point of that? The only unboxing video I watch is Tom Bassel, a board game reviewer, because he's unboxing video board games that won't be out for months. And I'm like, oh, if I want to see what the board game looks like, he'll have it. But everyone else, when it comes out, you can see pictures on the internet. And these unboxing videos, like, here's what I got. Here's what I got. I don't know. I don't do unboxings. That's just me personally. People love unboxings. It's just me. How much money have you spent on the EU, Tanner? Thousands. Thousands. Obviously. But that was over the years. That's been over the years. Are there any big plot holes in the EU? Not really. Not really. Not anymore. I mean, there's cliffhangers, like we don't know what happened in Force Unleashed 2. This is stupid, but the Star Wars Science Adventures, we don't know what happened at the end of that because it never ended. So we had some things that didn't get endings, you know, cliffhangers, but that's not really a plot hole. Haven't seen the Star Wars prequels chess set? Yes, it looks amazing. I did miss the reference, Relic. I'm sorry. I'm still waking up. Even an hour later, I'm still waking up. What's your speculation on what happens in the gap period in the EU? Quickly, quickly, quickly. Hey, Valerie. I will answer your question because I like that dude. Dude, I love your art, by the way. While I have Valerie posted a great article on the expandinguniverse.com. You guys should read it. And that's his art there. His art looks, and it reminds me so much of the Adventure Journal art. The art from the Star Wars Adventure Journal, and I love, love, love it. We need to talk. Cause I have a vision. What if fans wrote their own adventure journal, right? And it had some of your art showcasing their short stories. I don't know, just spitballing here, but I do love your art too. What happens in the gap period? You mean the gap of the dark times? Not much. Everyone stayed low, and Darth Vader killed off a lot of people. Do I collect any of the Canadian Scholastic Inc. Star Wars books? If they are part of the EU, remember I have those. Yes, I do. Scholastic books, I do. What will I do when I finish Matt's Expanded Universe? I'll do some top 10s, top 10 videos, top 5 videos for comics, young adult books. I'll streamline all my top 10 books, all my top worst books, all my top comic books. We'll do a lot of top 10s and stuff. And that's still a few years off. So who knows? And there'll be new Legend stuff to review after that, right? Do I think Rogue One was a good idea, bad idea? Don't care. Relic, Skype soon. That's right. Marvel or DC? Always DC. Her art. I'm sorry. Duh. I'm so stupid in the morning. I'm so sorry. Okay. Why do you think Kevin J. Anderson gets hate? I don't know, Black Hole. That's always confused me. I've always loved Kevin J. Anderson. I don't know why he gets so much hate. Yes. Okay. So that is it. Guys, I am out of time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really had fun, but I really got to go. I'm a few minutes over. I said I wouldn't do this, so I'm late now. But anyway, you guys have an awesome rest of your day or rest of your evening or night or whatever. And I will see you later. Thank you so much. See you later.